What if I told you your body has this hidden potential for self-healing? A power that goes way beyond what we're normally taught. Today, we're going to dive into a pretty fascinating way of looking at yoga, not as exercise, but as the key to unlocking that very power. So let's turn that key and see what we find inside.
So our guide for this little journey is a character named Zoran the Dragon who puts it like this. Scholars say the body is a machine. I say it's a temple with secret passageways, and yoga is the map. I mean, that one idea right there, it totally sets the stage for a radical rethinking of our own biology.
All right, so first up, let's challenge a fundamental belief most of us have about where healing even comes from.
On one hand, you've got the story we're told all the time. Healing is external. It comes from pills, procedures, professionals, all things that are supposed to fix our fundamentally broken bodies. But then there's the dragon's truth, and it offers a totally different view. What if you are your own medicine chest and it's already fully stocked? And what if the problem isn't that you're deficient, but that your amazing healing abilities are just dormant?
This brings us to this really beautiful metaphor. Instead of seeing your body as a machine that's always prone to breaking down, imagine it as a bioelectrical cathedral. In this view, yoga isn't just stretching. It's the ritual that methodically goes through and lights every single candle, awakening all the potential held within those sacred walls.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds a little bit mystical, right? But what's so cool is that modern science is actually beginning to map out these secret passageways. Let's take a look at what the research is uncovering.
First up, let's talk about our genes. Get this, a study found that after just 8 weeks of yoga, the practice had altered the expression of 111 different genes, all related to inflammation and our immune response. That's epigenetics in action. Yoga is literally giving your DNA a whole new set of instructions.
This next finding is, well, it's about aging itself. Researchers discovered that people who practice yoga had telomeres that were on average 30% longer than a control group. Telomeres are those little protective caps on our DNA that get shorter as we age. So this suggests yoga can physically slow or maybe even reverse aging right at the cellular level. Wild, right?
And it's not just our bodies, it's our brains too. Studies are showing that yoga can boost something called BDNF by up to 200%. Now, you can basically think of BDNF as fertilizer for your brain cells. It helps you grow new neural pathways, improves your memory, and just generally enhances cognitive function.
So here's the really crucial point. The science is starting to prove the ancient wisdom right. Like Zoran says, dragons naturally regenerate. Humans can too. They just forgot how. Yoga is the password to your biological operating system.
Okay, so if yoga is the password, then what's the instruction manual? Well, the source material points to an ancient text, the Hatha Yoga Pradipika, as the actual blueprint for this whole transformation.
And this blueprint is built on 4 pillars. You've got asana, which are the postures, pranayama, the breath work, mudras and bandhas, which are kind of like energy locks and keys, and then finally samadhi, a state of unified consciousness. See, it's a complete system for self-healing.
Let's start with asana. The key shift in thinking here is that these postures aren't just exercises for your muscles. Each pose is like a precise geometric shape, and it's designed to adjust your body's bioelectric field, change your blood flow, activate specific nerves, and even massage your internal organs. It's so much more than just a workout. You know what? Let's make this practical. Try this simple breathing technique. It's a form of pranayama. Just sit tall. Inhale slowly through your nose for a count of 4. Now hold that breath for 4. And exhale even more slowly for a count of 6. Just repeating this 10 times can shift your entire nervous system from a state of stress to a state of healing. Pretty cool.
So how does this all work together? Well, the practice of yoga is basically designed to activate what our source here calls your inner pharmacy, a system that's directly linked to the chakras.
Okay, this is brilliant because it perfectly illustrates the link between the energetic and the biological. Each chakra, or energy center, corresponds to a major endocrine gland in your body. So for example, activating the heart chakra is linked to the thymus gland, which is crucial for your immune function. Or activating the crown chakra is linked to the pineal gland, which produces melatonin for sleep. You're basically using energy to direct your own biology.
So the big question, right? How in the world do you integrate this profound system into a busy modern life? How do you make this seemingly impossible healing an ordinary part of your day?
The source suggests a really simple, accessible structure. You don't need hours and hours, just 20 minutes in the morning, a little breath work, a short flow, some meditation, maybe a 10-minute reset midday with a breathing exercise, and then 15 minutes in the evening to wind down. It's a totally practical, sustainable approach.
And this brings us right back to the core message. It's just such a powerful shift in perspective. You're not a broken machine that needs fixing. You are a magnificent cathedral that has just forgotten how to use all of its innate capacities. Yoga is simply the act of remembering how to ring all those bells.
So, we're left with this final, really thought-provoking question from our guide. Scientists can study and measure healing from the outside for sure, but dragons, in this metaphor, they embody it from within. So the question for each of us is, which path will you choose?